Hey, BookTube, Sean here, and I'm going to participate in my first BookTube readathon. I didn't do the BookTubeathon that just happened because I knew that I was not going to have any time really to read books last week. It was a struggle to even get the audio of Name of the Wind done. But this readathon is the Tome Topple, hosted by Smanatha over at Thoughts on Tomes, and I'll link her announcement video in the description. And this is, I guess, the fourth Tome Topple, and it is a readathon it's a 2-week readathon to read your books that are over 500 pages long. So it's a couple of weeks to focus on the larger tomes that we all put off because of their size. So I'm excited because it's in a 2 weeks where I have a lot of time to read. It's the 2 weeks. It's the first 2 weeks that my wife is going to be out of town for this month. So I have a lot of time to tackle big books. So I'll miss my wife, but I'm happy this readathon falls right in that time frame because I was hoping when this one came up again that I was going to be able to participate. So this will be my TBR for the Tome Topple. Now, she has set up 5 challenges for the Tome Topple, and they are: read more than one tome. Number 2, read a graphic novel, still over 500 pages. Number 3, read a tome that is part of a series. 4, buddy read a tome. 5, read an adult novel. I'm not focusing so much on the challenges as I am just tackling some bigger books, but I think I'll have most of the challenges covered anyway, other than buddy read, just because I don't have one set up for any of these books. But with no further ado, one of the books I want to get to is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, and this will work towards my Reddit fantasy bingo. So I'm excited to get to this. I don't know really what this is about, but I've heard great things from James Chatham and Kitty G on their channels. They both raved about it. So this is one I've really been wanting to get to. And I've been putting this one off too because this copy I have, I don't know if you can see that. I don't think so, but the font is really small in this copy. But I'm really excited to get to that. The next one I'm going to do is, or try to get to, I don't know if I'll get to all of these, but I hope so, is Maroda by L.L. McNeil. This is an independent fantasy novel. She's a self-published author, and this is book 1 of her new series. And again, I don't know a whole lot about it, but Michael at Bitten by a Radioactive book has been raving about this book, and it sounded really interesting, and I want to read more self-published independent authors too. I want to get more into reading that. So this is a great chance to pick this up, and this will work for my fantasy bingo as well. Next one I'm going to try to get to is one of the Man Booker long list books, and it is Paul Auster's 4321, and all I really know about this one is it follows 4 different perspectives, and it is the 4 different ways one man's life could go. It's the 4 different paths that his life could take after he's born. So it sounds really interesting. And the final book that I'm throwing on this TBR, and this is ambitious to try and do 4, I think, but why not? Because I still got a couple arcs to read too, that's why not. But graphic novel Blankets by Craig Thompson. This is one I have been wanting to get. I've been interested in reading this since I found out about it earlier this year. I don't really know what it's about, but I've flipped through it at the comic store a few times, and it's just intrigued me. but it's huge. It's close to 600 pages. I'm looking at page 576 right now, and it's almost to the end. But this is a great time to try and get to it, since it's a challenge in Tome Topple. So it's a perfect time to finally get to this one. And that's it. That is the 4 books I've decided on to try and get to for Tome Topple. Maybe I'll get to all 4. Maybe I'll get to only one of them. Who knows? But like I said, I still got a couple of arcs I got to get to too, and a couple of library books I want to get to as well. See what I can get to before it starts. It goes from midnight on the 4th. Is that right? Yeah, midnight on August 4th, and it goes to 11:59 p.m. on August 17th. So, and it's just whenever your time zone is. Like I said, I'll link her announcement video in the description. But that's it. That's my TBR for Tome Topple. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to me thus far. Look for me on Twitter and Goodreads. Check out my blog on WordPress that's going to be starting up really soon. And I'll see you all in the next video.